Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Get Naked with Mary. Thank you for showing up again, or if you're new here, thanks for finding me. I would like to say thank you to everyone who reached out after the first video, who subscribed or shared or liked the video, and please feel free to continue to like or subscribe if you have not already, and share these videos. I appreciate that. Um, but I thought what we would talk about today, and there's a trigger warning. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And I apologize if you can hear the traffic in the background. They have decided to do construction down the mountain, and I didn't realize it was that loud until I was standing out here. But I just want to say that I looked up some statistics to just kind of, have a better handle on the amount of people who have experienced some sort of sexual assault. Because I know, as a woman, as a mom of daughters, as someone who has worked with the public, who's a bartender, who has come across and been in contact with a lot of people, I realized that it was prevalent, but I did not realize the extent of it. And I did look up, like I said, I did look up some statistics, and there were a lot of conflicting information. But what I did see across the board was 1 in 3 women in their lifetime have experienced some sort of sexual assault. 1 in 3. That is crazy to me. Crazy and completely unacceptable. And 1 in 4 men. And keep in mind that a lot of people don't report their abuse, don't report the incidents. So looking at that, it's staggering. It is just completely and totally heartbreaking, because we're not statistics. We're not. And I know what I have experienced, and there's been several different forms of sexual assault. And I don't know that those numbers take that into account. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not a statistician by any means, but I do know that it changed my life. I do know that it changed how I look at things, how I interact with people. I know that there were several different incidents. But before I get into that, I will also say again that 1 in 4 men have been assaulted in a sexual way. 1 in 4 men. And again, keep in mind that not everyone reports this. And while we know that, I did look this up also, 99% of the perpetrators are men. So I'm sure that has something to do with the amount of men who don't report their experience or don't report their attacks or assaults. And I know for a long time people didn't even think that men could be assaulted, which is crazy. But I just wanted to point out that men are victims here too. That it's not always women. Yes, the perpetrator is mostly and generally speaking a man. Men are also victims in this circumstance. I I also want to say that regardless of the circumstance, regardless of whether or not you were wearing a short skirt, whether you were dressed inappropriately, and there were air quotes there, inappropriately according to some standards, whether you could have been naked. Like, it doesn't no means no, period. And it doesn't matter if you were drunk. It doesn't matter if you were stoned. It doesn't, none of that matter. It doesn't, if you were abused or invaded upon in any way that you did not consent to, then it was wrong. Period. End of discussion. Period. And so I did want to say that point blank. And for me, the first time that I was assaulted was by someone I had grown up with. I'd known him for years. Like I said, we grew up together. He was a couple years older than me, and I was friends with his younger brothers, and we had a bridge that we used to hang out at in the neighborhood when we were kids, and we would just go back there, and sometimes there was drinking, sometimes we or whoever would smoke pot or whatever. But yeah, I will say that it was not a completed act, thankfully, but it scarred me nonetheless in many different ways. And I will never forget the anger and the terror and the humiliation, and it like I said, was life-changing. And I went home afterwards, and my fiance was actually in the army. My fiance at the time was in the army, and I was 18. I know, young to have a fiance, but whatever. That's a different story. But I went home and I told my mother figure, which is also another story. We'll get to that another time. But I told her, like, I came in and I was bruised and scratched, and my face was swollen. I'd been crying. My clothes were ripped. And she blamed me. It was my fault. I shouldn't have been out past dark. I shouldn't have been hanging out with boys. Whatever. You name it, I heard it. And I'm gonna be totally honest. It's bullshit. That is bullshit. I don't care if I had led him on. I don't care if I had willfully been kissing him or touching him in some way. No is no. And that is unacceptable. It is completely and totally unacceptable. It's traumatizing. It's scarring. And it did. It changed my life. It changed my relationship with my mother figure that was already rocky. And I didn't want to leave my house. I knew that he had gone and told all his friends. And I also knew instinctively, obviously, it was not my fault. It was not my fault. It's not your fault. None of these attacks are. This was solely on him, period. And I did not report it. I should have, but I did not report it. And that has also stayed with me, the guilt and the disappointment in myself, and feeling like, well, I'm a smart person, how did I get myself in that situation? Well, because like I said, we were friends. I'd known him most of my childhood. I'd known him for a long time. I, had spent the night at his house with his sister. It wasn't anything I expected. Which is beyond the point, but just sort of shows the way the mind works, and well, what did I do to cause it? What did I do that made him think that this was okay? And I'll tell you the answer to that: not a damn thing. Literally, not a damn thing. Because and truthfully, after you say no the first time, or you try to walk away, or you say no the 7th time, no is no. And clearly, when you're fighting someone off, they know you're not into it. Like, that's not... So like I said, it was scarring, it was traumatizing, and there had already been some things in my life that were also traumatizing. So I don't know, maybe the earlier events changed my psyche, or I don't know. The point is, I said no. And the fact that he felt like that didn't mean anything, the fact that the mother figure blamed me, is crap. And I just want you to know that if you have experienced anything like that, again, it's not your fault. It was never your fault. Even if it was someone you had previously dated and had previously had sex with, or you were in a relationship with and you said no. No is no. So I just want you to know that you're not alone, and that if you are feeling those feelings of guilt or shame or humiliation or being dirty or any of those things, I'm with you. I'm with you. And you, like I said, you are not alone. And I'm sorry that you went through that. I'm sorry that you experienced that. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And, just really embrace that if you're still dealing with it, because truthfully, I think we learn how to cope. I think we learn how to handle it a little better, and it becomes less raw. But speaking for myself, it's something that's always in the back of my mind when I'm walking through the mall parking lot or the Walmart parking lot, and it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm by myself, and there's a guy standing over there, whatever, it's always there. And that is a very heavy burden to carry. And so if you are also carrying that burden, I just want you to know again that you are not alone. And I understand, and I apologize that you have gone through that. I apologize that you're dealing with that. And again, I'm here for you. So, sorry about the traffic. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you being here. And again, if you feel like liking and subscribing, that would be fantastic. If you need some support, if you haven't dealt with it, if you need some help, please reach out. Please reach out, and I will listen. I will try and help you get in touch with someone who can help. Or like I said, I'll listen. So I hope that you are having, on that happy note, I hope that you are having a fantastic day, and that you're taking a little time to breathe and enjoy your life. And like I said, I'm here if you want to reach out. And I'll be back Wednesday unless something else happens. But I will be here, and again, I appreciate those who have liked and subscribed and shared the first video and who have reached out. I appreciate that, and we're all connected. We're all on this journey together, and I'm here. So yeah, have a wonderful day, and I will speak with you soon. Thanks.